Yeah, so I'm putting this on the board because I'm gonna have to realize how much pain I'm actually going to be in because I'm sacrificing myself to science right now. Today, I'll be going through a 515 step test for VO2 max, and then I'm also testing out the Moxy monitors to measure out my SMO2 in real time. So it's gonna be fun, maybe not so fun for me, but we're gonna get the data and then we'll get to understand where my rate limiting factors are. Shout out to Evan Pycon and shout out to Moxy for letting me get those Moxy devices. Jose's back there about to put me through the VO2 max test along with the assault bike and going to measure out our SMO2 in real time with the Moxy monitors with the NIRS device. So follow along, let's make it happen. The real reason why I'm actually doing this is to get an understanding of the NIRS technology in real fashion. You know, if I'm gonna prescribe something or use something, I'm gonna put it on myself first and foremost. So one thing I like to do is win. And y'all don't know that by now. Shit, check the record. But no, in all actuality, I'm doing it for not only the coaches that I mentor. Shout out to the mentorship program if you guys want to check it out. Link is in the description. And I'm also doing it for my fighters, man, for my athletes, right? We're trying to get as much data and measurements as we possibly can so that we can streamline the programming and the training to allow them to be successful, and we have the ability to maximize our time as much as possible. When you're limited on time, you don't have time to waste. I think time is the most precious commodity in anything. So we're gonna use these monitors to see if it's applicable for understanding an athlete's deficiencies, and who better to go through it first than your boy. So that's what we're gonna do.
Whoa. All right, so Phil just finished running his 5-1-5 test. On the assault bike, it was a maximal test. What I was writing down here is basically his heart rate. So just to make sure that it's correlating properly with the metabolic cart. At the beginning, it wasn't taking it, so I'd make sure I had my polar watch on to make sure I was getting all his heart rates for the phases. So it's 5 minute, 1 minute, 5 minute, 1 minute, and so on. Just make sure I was getting the heart rate. I was making sure I was getting monitored, just in case we got to cut it. If it's getting too high up, we don't want to push him to it's going to be dangerous.
All right, so after the initial 515 test and the VO2 max, I took an additional 5 minutes off and did a 30-second desaturation as hard as I could for 30 seconds. I'm gonna go ahead, extrapolate the data, see what we come up with. So that's a wrap. I'm gonna go eat a burger or something, probably get a beer. Anyways, so basically what we found was that my VO2 max is shit, but I think it's a little skewed because it was getting back to that, I think it's a little skewed because it was on the assault bike, so it's a little different, right?
Yeah, a little bit different, a little comfortable there. I think it'd be much better on the treadmill where we can completely max fill out and get a much better reading for the VO2 max.
Mm-hmm. And the reason why we didn't do the treadmill is obviously, if you guys have been following me, I'm just getting over an ACL tear and just got surgery done about 5.5 months ago. So yes, I'm not going to be able to run as efficient. So we decided to go with the assault bike. Now, the reason also why we decided to go with the assault bike, because I'm going to be utilizing the assault bike for testing purposes based off of the NIRS device. So the Moxy, we're going to throw the Moxy on them on the assault bike. And then I'm also going to be starting to utilize more sport specific acyclical movements that is going to mimic a fight so that we can get true readings on their SMO2 and their rate limiting factors based on what they're doing inside the ring or the cage. That's going to be further down the line, but I just wanted to give you guys an understanding of what we're doing here, pushing myself through the limits. The main thing that I would say that really limited me was my ability to create force with my legs, because of the fact that this right leg had less overall muscle pump than my left leg, and that's because primarily muscle activation and force is lessened due to trauma from the surgery. So my left leg actually fatigued more than my right leg. My right leg is the surgical leg, so a little bit different there. I'm gonna work on it, do some unilateral movements, and again get with Evan and go over some things there. But Jose's a man. You guys check him out on Instagram. We also did a interview. We did a video on nutrition. Go ahead and check that out. DP will throw it somewhere in there. Instagram.
Darth_flex, 2 X's.
You heard that. If you like this video, hit the like button, hit the comments if you have any questions. Check out my mentorship program if you want to learn more details on my testing protocols, my methods of training, my principles that I use with all my athletes. Link is in the description. If you haven't done so, subscribe. If you have subscribed, hit the notification so you know my videos come out. See you again next time. I'm going with the hook this time. Peace.